The name is Subham.
Sir, SIBURAM.
SIBURAM. So you have studied political science.
Yes, sir.
Then why you have taken public administration?
So in political science, I have read public administration. Public administration also helped me in covering my GS papers, and I have an interest in this subject. That is why I take it.
We have completed your graduation from 2019.
Yes, sir.
So tell me what you have done from 19 to 24, these 5 years.
So I have been studying, preparing for this exam, but I have not been successful in my previous attempts. But I have not given up and I'm still trying to complete this exam.
So 5 years you are preparing for this one.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what is the benefit of one lesson, one election?
So benefits are like it will save cost, it will save time. The nation will not be involved in multiple elections all throughout the year. So it will create a good political culture. Like there would be more opportunity for the voters to choose their electors at a time, and there will be no political rivalry and dirty politics, etc.
Okay. So what is your view on the lateral entry of the civil servant in the higher administration?
So the lateral entry concept was first introduced by the first Administrative Reforms Commission. That the second Administrative Reforms Commission made it institutional form, and from 2014, the present government took it seriously, and since 2018, it made a formal application to apply for a lateral entry post. The benefits are like if we borrow the successful ideas of private sector into the public sector, then we can bring efficiency in our government institutions. So it would benefit the overall society because various inputs will be added while making and framing policies, and implementation will be affected and will be very successful.
What is the goal of, what is the logic behind public-private partnerships? So many work we are doing now in public-private partnership. So what is the objective behind public-private partnerships?
Given the limited resources, the government is not able to invest in all the sectors of the economy. That is why it invites private sectors, because it has capital, it has expertise, it has labor, manpower. So PPP model can be successful and has been successful. For example, a toll gate system. For example, in new projects where the government has not money and expertise, the private sector can do and contribute to the nation building.
Now, what are the initiatives taken by Odisha government for improving the farmer in this recent project?
So the Chief Minister's financial aid to Odisha farmers, especially giving 4,000 per year in 2 phases, just like the PM Kisan Mandhan Yojana, and also providing PM Kusum scheme in accordance with the central scheme PM Kusum, so that renewable energy in agriculture sector like power pumps, power lift irrigation projects can be done, so that farmers' income can be added.
Okay, so after a regime change in Bangladesh, do you think that it will affect the India-Bangladesh relationship?
Definitely, because Sheikh Hasina has been considered as pro-India, but the regime change will affect India-Bangladesh relations because Bangladesh is a neighbor country of India. We have people-to-people, cultural and historical relations with Bangladesh. So by ousting the present pro-India leader and establishing a leader which has no elected mandate, it will create trade relation. It will affect trade relation. It will affect our para-diplomacy also. For example, the Tista water dispute, it can take time. So infiltration, drug trafficking, all those illicit things can happen across the border.
So, are you doing a blunder by giving asylum to Sheikh Hasina? Because the interim government, they are requesting for Sheikh Hasina to hand over to them. So, by giving asylum, like in 1962, we are giving asylum to Dalai Lama, and the 1962 war happened. So, do you think that we are doing blunder in this case?
Sir, Sheikh Hasina, when she was in power, she signed an agreement with Indian government to extradite in case of terrorists and political prisoners. But there was an exception clause where the host government can deny extradition of a person if there is a dirty politics or any political reason behind such thing. So Indian government would also exploit that exceptional clause and not deport Sheikh Hasina to her country because she has a life-threatened warnings from extremist group in Bangladesh.
Do you think that India don't have a strong stand in Russia-Ukraine war because we are going to Russia, hugging their president, and also going to Ukraine and hugging their president? We don't have a strong stand on this case.
Supporting one country and opposing the other country doesn't necessarily make someone a very powerful country, and who doesn't do that makes someone incapable, because India has already reiterated that India is in favor of peace. So whether it is Russia, whether it is Ukraine, peace, dialogue, diplomacy is the solution for the manslaughter and all those violence going on. So India has always preferred peace and as the solution and dialogue as the solution.
Our Prime Minister yesterday went for Quad. You were the member of Quad?
So India, Australia, Japan, and USA.
What is the objective of Quad?
Quad has the major objective of making the Indo-Pacific region inclusive, open, free, and prosperous.
What is I2U?
So I2U2 stands for Israel, India, USA, and UAE.
So, what is the difference between the ideology between Gandhi and Ambedkar?
So both were great freedom fighters, both were social reformers, but their paths were different. Nonetheless, they had the ultimate objective of making our society equal and making our country free from the British rule. When Gandhiji chose that Harijans are a part of Hinduism, and there should be no caste-based selection or election or any representation. Ambedkar believed that the Dalits have been marginalized, so they should not be a part of the. They should be, in fact, they should be given separate reservation and separate electorate. So Gandhi deferred Ambedkar India's idea, and also while signing the Pune Pact, Gandhiji made the fast unto death. While Ambedkar had to agree that what Gandhiji was saying, he was right.
What is committed bureaucracy?
So committed bureaucracy is where the bureaucracy is not institutionalized, but an instrument to deliver public service. When the bureaucracy is free from red tapeism, when bureaucracy is open, when bureaucracy is more transparent, when bureaucracy is pro-people.
Okay. So tell me, like, Odisha, should it ban liquor in Odisha? Should it ban liquor in Odisha?
So Odisha generates a significant amount of revenue out of liquor, but there should be restrictions in providing or selling liquors, because we cannot sell country liquor or liquor made from illegal means or liquor which is not gotten license to be sold, but we can sell the foreign liquors and liquors brands which have license.
So you are from BJP autonomous?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what is the contribution of Paxi Jalawantu in 1856, 1817 you got?
So
1817.
Yes, sir.
Paika.
Yes, sir. So Bakshi Jagabandhu spearheaded the Paika rebellion because he was denied his Jagir or pension by the British. So he fought against the British. He had launched the guerrilla warfare against the British. He united the Paikas and he stood for the freedom of Odisha from the British. And he contributed immensely for the liberation of Odisha from the British.
So you are from Kendrapada?
Yes, sir.
So why Kendrapada is famous for?
So Kendrapada is famous for so many factors. One, like Kendrapada has many tourist places, many natural places. Kendrapada has contributed immensely in terms of eminent personalities, like many important singers like Akshay Mahanti, Hikariwala, Nimai Harichandra from Kendrapada, many actors like Vijay Mahanti was from Kendrapada, many writers like Binapani Mahanti and other persons who contributed immensely to literature. Talking about the natural places, Kendrapada has Bhitarkanika National Park, Kendrapada has Gahiramatha Marine Sanctuary, Kendrapada has the Baladeviju Temple, and Hukitola also places.
Okay. So, okay. So, in political science, you might have studied about the Saptam theory of Cuttack. What is Saptam theory of Cuttack?
It's like 7 agencies of the state, means like army and the fortification. So I don't remember all the 7 names.
So can you give practical example where like Cuttack told about Adi Adimitra? So that concept in the present context of India, can you apply that concept to the present context of India?
Yes, sir. As Kautilya said that your friend's enemy is your enemy's enemy is your friend. We can relate that India's enemy is China, but China's enemy is Mongolia. So we can say that Mongolia is a friend of India.
So what do you mean by Odia Asmita, and what are the initiatives taken by government of Odisha to promote Odia Asmita?
So Odia Asmita means anything that we should be proud of Odisha, that Odisha has. It can be language, it can be culture, it can be food, cuisine, it can be tradition, it can be a dressing pattern. Odisha government recently made a 200 crore budget allocation for the development of Odia Asmita and making institutions, and that can be where research can be made to further Odia Asmita.
Okay, so subcategorization of SC/ST. So what is your view? Should we do the subcategorization SC/ST also?
Sir, recently the Supreme Court has given its judgment regarding the subcategorization of SCs and STs. In the 2005 judgment of the Supreme Court, the EB Sinha case, the Supreme Court denied subcategorization. But now it has, in the case of Dabes Kumar Bhatt State of Punjab, the Supreme Court has given permission that subcategorization can be done. In the region is many backward scheduled castes and scheduled tribes have been denied, and and the benefits have been taken by some elite scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So there should be a creamy system where whether proper representation can be made, and the most backward should be getting benefit for which the constitution has made provisions.
Okay, what is your view? Whether we can achieve a 5 trillion economy by 2027, is it possible?
Is looking at the trajectory at which our economy is growing, the IT sector, the private sector, the renewable energy sector, the manufacturing sector, India can achieve 5 trillion economy, not by 20%, even much earlier before that, but by 2047, we have the vision to make India a developed India, a Viksit Bharat.
So you have written gardening is your hobby. So what type of gardening you do?
I make the lawn gardening, but different gardening types are there, like rock gardening, like theme gardening, like terrace gardening.
What fertilizer you are using?
So we use normal DAP for growth of the plant.
Have you heard about PESA?
Yes, sir.
Where it is applied? PESA.
PESA stands for Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act. It was passed in 1996 and put scheduled areas like tribal areas mentioned in our constitution.
What is maximum governance, minimum governance? Can you give some practical example of maximum governance, minimum?
So it is a new evolution in public service delivery. Where my minimum governance and maximum governance means where there would be no less government interference and people would be benefited or doorstep delivery of services. For example, the DBT, direct benefit transfer, where the government sends money or funds directly to the bank accounts, thereby avoiding the intermediaries or any rate tapism or any kind of delay in file movements, where it creates problems in public service delivery.
Tell me 3 qualities you have which are very much required for a civil servant.
So I am very optimistic during difficult times. So I can understand someone's problems. I can look beyond difficult situations. I can think out of the box.
Okay, so last question from my side. Suppose you had a video of a particular block and some 50 crore project came to you, and your immediate boss DM called you and tell you to keep aside 5 crore, 10% of that amount as PC that should be given to the higher authority. How will you handle the situation? Because 5%, 10% means 5 crore is a huge amount that you will not implement in the ground for development work. It is given to the party or the minister. So how do you handle the situation?
So first, I would approach to the DM. So this is an illegal act which is not permitted. If he he refuses to accept my offer, then I would inform the higher authority of the DM, and even if that fails, I would inform, and then I would have left with no option. I would invite the Lokpal and Lokayat, which is the public agency which investigates against PC and corruption against public servants.
Okay. So that is all from my side. SIBURAM, you have very good, I must say, content those struggles. You are giving the answer dynamically. Very good. Definitely, I don't see any improvement with the career and special education. I'm smiling so only continuously जो cortisol से वो answer focus कुछ body differentness and focus करने smiling face यही लग रहा है कि दियो otherwise content part में no need to do anything. You are absolutely fine. Those
Thank you, sir.
And I hope it got the final entries. So simply I can see the final.
So last time भी यही थी लाजे कि तो interview रे ठीक ठाक दे थी mark average marking तो main state कमी गला बोली final stress लेने
कितने मार्क